Hello everyone, my name is Michael SK and welcome back to 9. This time we are on episode 4, which is the last episode that I have, but I think there's one more that actually takes place here in the series that came out, I don't want to say recently, I have no idea when it came out, but it was not in the bundle that I bought, so this is the last one I've got, and I don't want to treat it like it's the last one in the series, but in my mind, that's how I'm thinking. Regardless, this one will follow Noa Yuuki, a very interesting character, and I have thought many times of her being maybe the most powerful. Maybe she is. Even so, as we see these powers growing within everybody, as in their own episodes, that is, I continue to change my opinion of who is the strongest, because there are some pretty much broken abilities here in this series for sure. I'm not sure where Yuki will line up, but I am kind of rooting for her to be at the top. I'm kind of curious and excited for learning about her character in particular, and I'm not really sure why. So I think this will be a very fun one, especially with where we left off at the end of episode 3. Episode 3 was the best ending that we have gotten so far. Everything was tied up for the most part. It wasn't perfect, but we definitely got a really good ending where everything kind of worked out for the most part. But I think things can be wrapped up a whole lot better, and we can deal with the main antagonist in some sort of way. And hopefully get rid of all these abilities. No more users in this world, no more, artifacts. That can be shoved back on over to the correct world or whatever. Things did get a little bit more complicated as we learned what the true meaning of the name of this series actually meant. 9 meaning 9 users here. And I'm going to need the help of our config page. We have 3 here on the left, 4, 5, 6, and then 7, 8. Well, who's the 9th, you may ask? Well, it's us. We are the 9th. That is the big reveal, that we are the 9th user. And I guess the ability, what Kakeru has going on, it isn't as deep. I guess it's not all on him. It's kind of on us. We make the decisions. We're, altering how things are going, I think is how this is all going down. Plus, we're also the ones observing what's, going on between all the different episodes, the different course of events. And I think some other stuff got brought up at the end of episode 3 that I honestly don't remember, because that was a lot. We spoke with the real Sophie. Well, we've always talked with the real Sophie, but instead of the plush, the actual figure of Sophie from her world or whatever, it was just a silhouette. And she was talking not to Kakeru and not to the other characters, but to us. So that was kind of a very confusing one. And I think my mind was a little distracted on some other stuff, because I think my power blinked whenever I was recording. So I definitely got a little spooked, and my mind was not where I wanted it to be. So I will definitely rely on whatever recap this one will do as we embark on, again, what I'm interpreting to be the finale, but it's not really the finale, or at least I don't think it is. But if anything, I think we can actually wrap up everything that has been provided to us in this story in this episode. Hopefully. I think all the pieces are there, we just have to line them all up correctly. And before we jump in, I just wanted to say that I am continuing to dedicate my 9 Let's Play through the finish of it, wherever that will be, whether it's this episode or whatever came out after this episode. I'm dedicating all of it to the late Scott or Bosk War, and I guess he was somewhere here in episode 4. He unfortunately will not be able to complete this, and I just wanted to dedicate this Let's Play to him. Still very, saddened by the loss of Bosk War, and man, he really did crank out a whole lot of content, including this in Let's Plays. So, again, rest in peace to him, and I will continue to dedicate this Let's Play to him. Without further ado, let us jump on in and see what this one is all about. Turn on protagonist voice. Yes, of course. I want to hear Kakeru so bad. Why wouldn't I? Oh, here we go. Right off the bat. There's Sophie.
Hi, こんにちは。それともこんばんはかしら。
Why is she so loud? I'm basing the voice volume off of episode 3. Why is she so loud?
かけるの世界の目が不完全なせいでしょうね。あなたを見つけるの、本当に大変なのよ。無事にまたつながってよかったわ。
Oh, you know, just opening episode 4 was all that needed to be done. Took me a little bit.
さっき、あなたにとってはさっきじゃないかもしれないけれど。
I have no idea what's up with the voice volume. But I am going to lower that to a nice 70 because that is a whole lot louder than in episode 3. I actually lowered it. It was at 90. I don't know if 90 was what I used prior. Oh, shoot, it might not be. Hold on, I'm going to verify that actually. Okay, so I'm stupid. I only took a screenshot of the audio settings for 9 episode 3 and not the other page where the voice settings master control is. So that's why this is loud. Great. Good job, Michael. You know, it's not a Michael SK Let's Play of a visual novel if the audio settings need to be tweaked at least like 5 times in the first episode, and maybe a few more times later down the line.
以上と言ったけれど、あなたが本格的に運命への介入を始める前に確認させてほしいことがあるの。
No, that's fine, actually. I would like to confirm some things too, because I don't remember anything. And I think that fixed it. I think we're at a much better volume, but I'm going to put it at good old 65. And I won't tweak it any further, because that looks to be okay.
簡潔に聞くわ。あなた、オーバーロードを使いこなせていないでしょ。
Nope. I've been in other universes, doing other things.
相変わらず反応が薄いわね。おぼろげに戸惑いが伝わってくるけれど。
I've been straight up killing it in Umineko, so I have not been working on whatever we need to be working on here.
まあ、確認するまでもないわね。オーバーロードを完全に掌握していたのなら、私の接触に戸惑うはずがないし。
I'm not troubled, I just want you to explain some things.
あなたの今までの干渉の仕方から、無数の枝を自由に観測することもできないんじゃないかしら。質問しても無意味ね。意思疎通が困難な時点で使いこなせていないのは明白。オーバーロードは言い伝え通りのスペックならば世界の目の完全な上位互換なのよ。つまり私にできることはあなたにもできるはず。いえ、できなくちゃいけないのよ。何せあなたは世界の支配者なんだから。
As the name of it suggests, I suppose.
オーバーロードの使い手が情けないままじゃがっかりなのよね。私としては。
Oh, come on.
というわけで、連動をあげるわよ。私が手伝ってあげる。
Oh, I love
意思
assistance.
疎通ができないことは、まあいいわ。さして重要じゃない。問題なのは、自由に観測、干渉できていないこと。私がどうやって他の枝を認識しているのか。集中して。行くわよ。
Uh-oh. Hey, yo, what the fuck? What is all this? Okay. This is everything that went down. In all regards. Okay. Wait, what is it that I'm supposed to be doing here? What am I looking for? I actually... Wait. Yeah, wait, what am I supposed to be looking for here? Am I supposed to just be going back and, like, getting a recap of everything that's gone down? What if I don't want to?
どうかしら。何か変化はあった？
Wait, was I supposed to?
どうやらつかめたようね。
Oh, no. No, I don't have a grasp of it. Let me go back. Let me go back to all that, please. Please let me go. Okay, thank you. So what is it that I'm supposed to be doing here? Can I click on these? No. Okay, so I guess these are just recaps of everything that went down, and this is how I can observe branches. Yeah, this is a good way if we want to just, you know, do a recap on everything. Or at least I want to. Make sure I fully understand who is who, what we've done so far, what went wrong, this and that. And we can see here that everything is consistent with Kujo's story, episode 1, for quite a while through the fire incident, and then we can branch off into Sora's story, and then after meeting Rig Veda with Sora getting captured, we can branch off into episode 3. And of course, there's the good and bad endings that they both, or these all have. Well, I'm down to read through all these. Why not? Why not? The beginning of everything, an event is held in the shrine of the White Viper for the Mobius Ring anime. A sudden earthquake causes it to be cancelled and shatters the relic enshrined within. With mysterious occurrences happening around Miyako, she asks Satsuki for a purification. Satsuki consoles Miyako and has Kakeru walk her to her workplace. Kakeru and the others go to the park to see the statue of a girl that suddenly appeared. Curiosity gets the better of Yuichi, and he touches the statue, but its fingernail comes off and bleeds. I actually didn't remember that it was actually Yuichi that, did that, actually. So it's good to review this. I didn't remember that. A girl is found to be petrified, and there is a strange fire at the school. Both incidents were caused by artifacts from another world, and their owners, the users, Kakeru and Miyako, work with Sophitia from that world to pursue the culprit of the petrification, the user of the evil eye. And we go all the way down here because there's all this other Sora bullshit that we can do, but in episode 1, nothing really happens. So we go all the way down here. While relishing the flavor of Miyako's home cooking, because this is what we jump to, because again, episode 1 doesn't have the most severe things happening. Kakeru and crew discuss their options. They discover someone who looks to be a bona fide user on the role-playing forum, The Leaves of Agastya. Kakeru finds Haruka Kosaka, someone who matches the profile of the forum poster. They come into contact with another potential user, the Parfait Queen, at Cafe 9 Ball, but neither pledge their cooperation. Finally, the second petrification victim appears. Unable to sit still, Miyako visits Kakeru's room, and they seek to strengthen their abilities. So, this is something that I kind of, hate with episode 1. Not that it's bad or anything, but in episode 1, it really doesn't have a whole lot going on compared to the previous 2 that we have just wrapped up. And because of that, there's more evil doing afoot, and there's more unfortunate, deaths happening. We don't really learn anything in episode 1, which is super unfortunate. To find some clues, Kakeru and Miyako visit the part where the first incident took place. There's some, I'm struggling to read some of this because, there's not a good flow. There they encountered the Parfait Queen, Noa Yuuki. Noa suspected Kakeru of being the culprit behind the petrification. To prove Kakeru's innocence, Miyako reads Kakeru's memories with her power. So they're not going in depth of, something that actually does change through the course of events here. But in the bad end, which I'm assuming is over here on the left, after reading Kakeru's memories, Miyako behaves strangely and leaves the two. Noa only grows more suspicious of Kakeru after Miyako's reaction. While in class, Kakeru notices Miyako using her ability. When he asks why, she rejects his help, insisting that she will investigate alone. She dies. Just straight up, we'll go with that. But the change here is that after reading Kakeru's memories, Miyako behaves strangely and leaves in a panic. Kakeru realizes that Miyako found out his affection for her, and he screams into the sky. The big change that they're not showing here is that, as I'm trying to remember all this, is compared to the previous 2 episodes, this one allowed us to go back through and make choices to prevent, I guess, the bad ending from happening in a more traditional visual novel style, I guess you could say. And that basically prevented Kakeru from learning what happened to the fire user at school, and it led to the better branch. Since then, Kakeru and Miyako have been behaving awkwardly with each other, with some twists and turns along the way. Kakeru expresses his feelings for Miyako. Miyako reciprocates his feelings, and they become lovers. Kakeru and Miyako go out on their date. Sophie tells them that in another branch, Miyako died. There is a good chance that Haruka came into contact with other users, so Miyako reads her memories. Realizing that they are getting close to finding the Evil Eye's user, and they weren't really, Kakeru and Miyako confirm their feelings. After reading Haruka's memories and hearing from Satsuki, they find that several people gather at the shrine every night with Noa for help. Kakeru's group heads to the shrine. There they find a statue of an unknown male with a suicide note confessing to the murders. And I think that could just be a random guy, but that could also be Commander Takamine, I think is his name. I could be wrong, not really sure. I'm kind of basing it off of like what I'm seeing in this very small ass CG here, which is also very ass. Though the evil eye couldn't be retrieved, Sophie gives up on this branch and bids farewell to Kakeru and the others. Kakeru felt conflicted having the loose ends, but Miyako smiles reassuringly, telling him it'll be alright as long as they're together. But I don't think things are alright. Kakeru and Miyako are back to living their normal lives. From a distance, though, an ominous silhouette looks down on the city with a smile. But then we go back up to Sora's route. All this crazy shit. So much to read, but I'm down for the recap. If you guys want to skip it, go ahead. Sora is discovered to be a user. Together with Kakeru and Miyako, they search for the evil eye. This also happens in the first branch. Somewhat. Miyako cooks dinner for Kakeru, but Sora joins in, keeping the two from being alone. Against Kakeru's wishes, Sora stays the night in his room. Kakeru and Sora investigate Shiromitsugawa's folklore. Based on documents from Satsuki and Sophie's story, they find out that the god who suppressed the old calamity is named Iris. However, they couldn't find any useful information of the evil eye. Sora adamantly refuses to return home. Kakeru is driven into a corner by Sora, who figures out his ulterior motives in joining Miyako's search for the evil eye user. And that's all of episode 1. Sora believes Haruka to be a user. She investigates on her own, but is caught by the members of Rig Veda. The one who rescues them from the tense situation is the Parfait Queen, Noa Yuuki. There she is. Kakeru and company form the Valhalla Society with Noa as its leader. They identify Rig Veda as enemies and probe their backgrounds. After receiving a letter from Haruka, Sora starts to keep in touch with her. The commander of Rig Veda turns out to be Renya Takamine, there it is, a third year at Hakusen Academy. Meanwhile, Haruka grows distrustful of Rena's dangerous outlook. Kakeru, invites Haruka to his room and they eat together with Miyako and Sora. I actually don't remember all that really well, but Haruka acts friendly, but they suggest a neutral relationship as neither enemies nor allies. They manage to set up a meeting with Renya through Yoichi to learn the hooded girl's identity. As they discuss their plans, Sora discovers Kakeru's ulterior motives for Haruka, causing more chaos. In the middle of eating out, that is a terrible way to start that sentence, Kakeru and Sora bump into Yoichi's group. Ghost openly displays her hostility towards them, but they manage to escape danger thanks to Haruka's quick wits. During a strategy meeting, Miyako questions why Rig Veda considers them dangerous, despite their weakness. It's possible that their group may be unconsciously interfering with them, or so Noa suggests. Jump down here. Oh, this is a fun one. With both sides in a deadlock, Kakeru slips up and encounters Ghost. Ghost uses the power of her evil eye to petrify Kakeru, but Sophie and Sora jump to his aid and narrowly escapes death. Sora uses her ability to erase Ghost. After a night's rest, Kakeru's petrification receded, if only slightly. With this condition affecting his daily life, Sora does everything she can to assist him. Sora refuses to leave Kakeru's side even for a minute, though Kakeru understands her concern. He finds her behavior too excessive and grows suspicious. Haruka and Satsuki visit Kakeru. Sora grows even more suspicious. Her smile starts clouding over. Sora's strange behavior is because her ability went out of control, causing her existence to slowly disappear. This was a rough one. Like, yeah, time was of the essence, and things were definitely a little stressful, but also things were also like a little slow, and we were kind of just waiting for things to, start happening again, which was kind of a bummer at this point, but everything was still good, trust me. Until the ambrosia used to forcefully nullify contracts with artifacts is completed, Kakeru swears never to forget Sora. That'll work. Eventually, even their mother forgets about Sora, with even Kakeru nearly forgetting as well. With things only getting worse, Kakeru gets more and more frustrated. Even Kakeru's existence begins to disappear, being affected by Sora's ability. Shocked by the turn of events, Sora confesses her repressed feelings for Kakeru and begs to make one last memory with him before she fades away. And if you accept that, you get the bad ending. Kakeru accepts, thinking that it could be a pillar of support for her. Now, Sora, now satisfied, is terrified of making Kakeru disappear with her, and she smiles, forlorn, and disappears from the world. But in the good ending, Kakeru refuses Sora's request and gives her a piece of his mind. His scolding helps her condition improve, and they manage to hold out until the ambrosia is completed. Sora goes to sleep as a side effect of the ambrosia. At the same time, Ghost reappears. To protect Sora, Kakeru leaves to fight Ghost. And man, that fight was good. It really was. Sora's contract is safely nullified and the threat of Ghost is no more. Sora once again confesses to Kakeru. Kakeru, though bewildered, accepts her feelings. No choice out of that one. Kakeru is racked with guilt after killing Ghost. I actually forgot about that. Yeah, that's right. Oh my gosh. It is a good thing we're doing this recap. I completely forgot about that. All right. Sora smiles and holds his hand. She reassures him that she will love him no matter what. Their bond as siblings is as strong as ever. Yeah, that's one way of putting it. Kakeru and Sora live their days in peace. However, two shadows lurk in the darkness. And the one we just finished, Haruka's route, which was episode 3. Sora receives a letter from Haruka, worried. Kakeru stops her from replying and approaches Haruka himself, as Sora was the one who did that in episode 2. Although Haruka is suspicious of Rigveda's motives, defecting might end up causing her more harm than good. With that in mind, Kakeru chooses to join the enemy himself, and that was really cool. I liked this idea. It was just a shame that it didn't last all that long. Kakeru succeeds in breaking the ice with Rigveda's commander, Renya Takemine. He and Haruka pretend to be lovers. Through their interactions, he discovers that her ability is manifesting her thoughts into reality. Haruka's other personality was also created by that power. And the big reveal, even so it was more from, the end of episode 2, Kakeru suspects that Ghost and Yoichi are one and the same, leading him to a discovery. Ghost is in fact an illusory body created by Yoichi's artifact, and that Yoichi himself is the perpetrator behind the petrification incidents and the evil eye user himself. Kakeru and Haruka go out together to a hot spring while soaking in a foot bath, and it was really only a foot bath. They talk about whether they should trust Iris, a being from another world and supposedly a god, who made contact with them the night before by possessing Satsuki. And things get a little fun. In the Hall of Worship at the Shrine of the White Viper, Kakeru and Haruka listen to Iris' story. Iris warns them to beware of Sophitia and hands them some ambrosia. However, Haruka trains to be able to use her abilities at will. She surrounds them with cats just as she wills, and Haruka and Noa strengthen their friendship. After their training, they bump into Renya. After tracking him, they discover where Yoichi is hiding. They manage to get both Yoichi and Renya to drink the ambrosia, but the two cough up blood and die. What Iris had given them was not a mere drug, but poison. It was all a plot by Iris for her to get a hold of the evil eye. And that was a pretty fucked ending, actually. That one surprised me hard. Anyways, the reset. This is where things get really fun. Kakeru returns to the past with the ability of his artifact, Overlord, but it wasn't his ability necessarily. He rises up again to defeat Iris. Kakeru and company plan on destroying the world's eye to sever the connection between Iris and Satsuki. They throw a party before their operation to recharge their spirits, which I still don't really stand by that. That was really weird. Iris had already seen through their plans. Although they find themselves in dire straits, Yoichi and Renya's timely assistance as well as Haruka's awakening turns the tables, and they manage to successfully repulse Iris. Haruka visits Kakeru, who sustained heavy injuries from the fight with Iris. She gets a little too excited and confesses to Kakeru. Ghost, now an illusory body of Kakeru, berates her for being completely unable to read the room's mood. And Kakeru and Haruka go out on a date. They run into Komodo, the boy who bullied Haruka in elementary school, ruining their mood. This time, Kakeru confesses to her, and the two openly become lovers. Komodo, having become a user, attacks Kakeru. This is where things get a little weird, actually. Kakeru nearly kills him, but Yuichi stops him in time. Haruka embraces Kakeru, telling him that she will not stop him. If it happens again, the two vow to be there for each other. Wait, Haruka embraces Kakeru, telling him that she will stop him. Wait, Yuichi was the one saying that he will kill Kakeru if he kills another person, right? That whole like sequence was a little weird. And here we go. Kakeru and Haruka work together with their comrades to retrieve artifacts. Their efforts will not cease until peace returns to the city. Perfect. There, we got the basic idea of everything that's fucking happened so far. I'm sorry if like it seemed like I really didn't need to read any of that, but honestly, there were some things I forgot there, and this helped realign everything back together because it's been more than a year since I had started recording this, and I think a little bit of a recap does not hurt. I would say so. Damn, I need some fucking water after that. God damn.
それじゃ次のステップよ。任意の枝に干渉する。
Oh yeah?
どの枝に干渉するかは私から指定させてもらうわ。4月17日。時刻はそうね。19時頃がいいかしら。
Well, what branch are we going to? What should we be expecting?
そう。私とカケルが初めて会った日よ。その時点の私に全てを伝えてほしいの。オーバーロードのこと、そしてもう一人の私、イーリスのことを。
Oh, we're going far back then.
なぜかはやればわかるわ。とにかくお願いね。もし私が信じなかったら、こう言ってちょうだい。10歳の時におねしょをした。
That is not true.
って、これ言わなくてもよかったかしら。でも、私の性格上、素直に信じると思えないのよね。
Wait, is that what we're supposed to? Oh, okay, I understand. If she doesn't believe the shit that we're, spouting to her, that's what we say. But that's also not true, guys. Like, that's not true pointed to me, I promise you.
頼んだわよ。残念だけど、干渉の仕方は私では教えられない。世界の目にそんな力はないから。ああ、そうだ。干渉を終えたら、次は今の私を呼んで。私からは呼ばないわよ。
Wait, what do you mean by
あなたから
that?
私を呼ぶの。
We call for you?
さあ、いつでもどうぞ。これがオーバーロードを御す第一歩。しっかりね。9。
Yeah. I am 9SK, as they call me. That's actually what the SK stands for. Just stands for 9. It's a little weird. Hey, yo, okay, now we can actually, just jump in. Cool. Neat. Nothing else seems to have changed here. I'm just kind of poking around, but... Alright, yeah, let's do it. Baller. I don't know about that wacky-ass... I don't know about these wacky-ass effects here, but okay. I am cool with it, I think.
ありがとうございました。
I finish my meal and exit the cafe. Oh, we're really back into it now. Weekday or weekend, this town is dead at night. There are more shops here than around my folks' place, but things are just as deserted here as they are there. Hardly any cars pass through the streets late at night, so on a whim I decide to live a little dangerously and go walk down the middle of the road. Yeah, what a wild kid you are. This is the kind of freedom I have now. Sure, I only started living on my own so that Sora could have her bratty way. Excuse me, but nowadays I have adjusted to this lifestyle so much that the idea of going back to live with my folks just sounds like a pain in the ass. Nah, that's fair. I decide to take the long way back home to burn off some calories. I'm right next to the shrine, and I figure I might as well go inside while I'm here, so I step through the imposing gate. Oh yeah, we do come across the plush here. Sophie's illusory body. Not a trace of the festival remains. The shrine has been returned to its usual somber mood. Also, it's pretty darn creepy in the dark. I've got no real business here, so I guess it's about time I head back. I swear I'm not just scared, honest. I pick up on a dark shadow out of the corner of my eye and give a little jump. Oh, okay, it's just a cat. No, wait, what is it? I get closer to confirm.
ぬいぐるみ?
Just a regular old plushie, nothing about it. Some anime merch, I guess? Pretty, unconventional. I guess if I wanted to be nice, I could call it interesting. Yeah, it has a pretty interesting design. Must have been dropped by a festival goer or a staff member. Damn, this thing spooked me good. It isn't really the most inviting looking plushie now, is it? I reach over to move it over to a spot where someone is more likely to see it when... There we go. Our old special ability. My head aches. A flood of memories pour into my brain. I'm utterly confused. Artifacts, users, overlord, a host of words I'm unfamiliar with. But now I understand. I understand what those words all mean. I understand what it is I must do now. It looks like I've become a different version of me. It's a creepy feeling. But I guess it's because they're my memories, even if they're not ones that I've personally experienced. The dissonance soon fades and a sense of familiarity begins to set in. Be that as it may, the confusion I'm feeling still remains. It's like I've suddenly gotten booted into some fantastical world after living a life of supreme mediocrity. Yeesh. Anyway, I better hurry and get things done.
Sophie.
Ahaha. Sophie wriggles ever so slightly in my hand. She's unnerved. That's understandable. Truth be told, so am I. There's a part of me calling myself an idiot for talking to a plushie, and there's another part of me who's confident that this same plushie is a visitor from another world. And let's not forget the part of me that's thinking I've gone batshit crazy, of course. No, we're all there, don't worry.
ぬいぐるみのふりはしなくていい.
I speak to her as I change locale. I place Sophie down in an area that's hard to see from the entrance of the shrine and take a seat beside her.
警戒もしなくていい. 俺は味方だ. アーティファクトやユーザーのことは理解しているし、ソフィーの目的も知っている.
Yeah, we gotta get the story across here.
魔眼の回収、そしてもう一人の自分を止めること、だろ? イーリス。あれ?
No response at all. I even tacked on the isn't that right for style points, but she's not giving me a single response. Wait, am I actually going batshit?
ソフィーさん、そろそろ返事をしていただけると。
I think we're gonna have to say the line that she wanted us to say. Zero response. Crap, maybe I should get checked at the hospital. I might have a brain tumor or something. There we go. She sighs, finally some feedback. Thank God. I actually am sane.
警戒するなと言われてもね。
She says in a languid tone as she begins to float up. I can feel that she's glaring daggers at me, but her static, dull expression makes it hard to tell for sure.
なぜ知っているの？私がイーリスだと。その名はとうの昔に捨てたというのに。
Oh yeah, that's right. There was a split. Okay. I was kind of confused by that statement, but no. So, yeah, Sophie literally comes off of Iris. Iris, as we know, is the antagonist, is the one that has gone a little crazy with power and all that, but the Sophie here is the one that stayed on the correct line. Or the Iris that became Sophie is the one that stayed on the correct line of responsibility and keeping things, you know, orderly.
本人から聞いたんだ。未来のソフィーから。
あなた、何を言っているの？
オーバーロードだ。未来の記憶が俺にはある。
警戒を解きたいのなら、そんな荒唐無稽な嘘をつくべきではなかったわね。
What part of that was preposterous?
嘘じゃ
Or
な
a
い。
lie?
別の枝の俺を観測してみてくれ。全く違う行動をとっているはずだ。
そのようね。
俺がソフィーのことを知るのは今じゃない。もっと先ってわけだ。世界の目じゃ未来を知ることはできない。それができるのは
オーバーロード。
Yes'm.
そういうこと。信じてくれたか。まだか。
Oh, here we go.
仕方ないな。もう一つ本人から聞いたことがある。もし信じなかった時はこう言えって。
何？
10歳の時におねしょをした。
I mean, it's not the worst thing to happen to a person. Sophie's body suddenly jolts one moment and falls limply to the ground the next. Did she desync with her illusory body? I've never seen Sophie so shaken up over something before.
大丈夫か？
She apparently comes back to her senses as she leaps up at an amazing speed and comes to a halt in front of me.
あなた、なんでそんなことを知って、誰から？
Again, it's not the worst thing to
指名
happen.
したから誰も知らないはず。
Like, there's other, you know, embarrassing things that people have going on, but if that's the most embarrassing thing that Sophie has going on in her life, then she must be living pretty goddamn good.
どうしてそんなこと知ってるのよ。
だから本人から聞いたんだよ。
言うはずがない。
じゃあなんで知ってんだよ。
I know, she told me. Fuck you, Kakeru.
お母様かお父様が気づいていて。
1000年前から今日の地震まで俺たちの世界は断行してたわけだろ。仮にソフィーの両親が秘密に気づいていたとしても俺に伝える手段ないだろう。1000年前なんて俺生まれですらいないぞ。
もう。
She lets out an extremely deep sigh. Her wary and strained demeanor starts to loosen up.
認めるしかないわね。どうやら未来の私は秘密を打ち明けるくらいにはあなたを信用しているって。
It's a pretty shitty secret. Again, all kids do it. I'm sorry to say, like, if you tell me that you never wet your bed as a kid, you're a fucking liar. Kids have no control or knowledge of what the fuck they're doing a lot of the time, so yeah, shit's gonna happen.
それと説明するまでもなくこちらの事情を理解してい
Though
るみたい
10
ね。
years old is a little old, isn't it, now that I'm thinking about it?
ああ、
I'm looking back on my
頼まれたんだ。
past, I'm like, nah,
未来
even
のソフィーに
I was not that
全
bad.
てを話せって。
Like maybe 5 or 6 at like the latest if I was fucking stupid, but that's pretty much it. I don't know. Anyways, as I said, I think people have got like, you know, other bigger secrets to be keeping.
オーバーロードのことはもういいよな。イーリスのことなんだが。
待って、場所を移しましょう。
Yeah, this is not the best location to be talking about this.
ああ、そうだな。こんなところでする話じゃないか。
あなたの家はすぐ近く。
ああ、行こう。
ちゃんとついていくから運ぼうとしなくていいわよ。
Now let's do it, it'd be funny. I guess we're the ones doing the walking alone. Nimbly dodging the advances of my hands, Sophie disappears into thin air. Oh, right. I kind of forgot that she could do that. I have memories of it, but actually seeing it happen is still pretty spooky.
帰ろう。
I sigh and stand up. My future memories. Yeah, it still feels hella weird. You got that right. Hella, huh? I get back home and take a breather with a cup of tea when suddenly... Right on cue. There's a rift in space and Sophie pops out from it.
で、イーリスが
She gets straight to the point with no lead up. I tell her everything per future Sophie's instructions. I tell her about my future memories of the different branches brought about by Overlord. I tell her about Iris, about the evil eye. Even though none of these memories feel real, I tell her everything as if giving a second-hand account.
なるほどね。あの女もこの世界に。最悪ね。予想はしていたけれど、当たってほしくなかったわ。
So she didn't immediately know.
腹の探り合いをしている場合じゃないみたいね。まだあなたのことは信用できないけれど、未来の私を信じることにする。
Well, you're gonna have to build this level of trust with us eventually.
助けてくれるかしら。あなたの力が必ず必要になる。何よその顔は。
俺の記憶の中のソフィーはもっとこう生意気な感じなんだが、まさか素直にお願いされるとは。
あなた性格悪いって言われない？
No, but you were annoying for like 2.5 episodes.
いや、悪い。予想してた反応と違ってたから。悪い。驚いた。
で、どうなの？手伝ってくれるの？
Well, yeah.
手伝うさ。そうするしかない。 なんたって無理やり記憶を植え付けられたからな。何度も死んで大事な人も殺されて、あんな光景リアルで目にするのはごめんだ。だから手伝うさ、イーリスを止めるために。
So I wonder, the memories that we've installed and everything, is that just, after episode 3? Or is that everything that we were able to consume out of the 3 main branches that made up the episodes that we've ran through so far?
ありがとう。
Sophie's gentle voice once again contradicts my memories. I see. This was future Sophie's goal, huh? To build her trust with me at a quicker rate. By doing that, Sophie can skip the needless task of monitoring me. This may be a big enough change to create a new branch. No, it will. It fucking will. In any case, with my objective complete, it seems like a good idea to report this to future Sophie. But we're just gonna be jumping back and forth? Okay, cool. Interesting. This is quite the contrast, honestly, from the previous entries here. I'm not complaining, it's just, wow. Oh, okay.
あら、お帰りなさい。さすがオーバーロード。時間の概念なんて関係ないわね。数秒で戻ってくるんだから。
God damn, Sophie, I think I read you the wrong way for a long time. God damn, I'm gonna start respecting you a little bit more. Shit, alright.
大丈夫。疑ってないわよ。もう、あなたが私を探してつなげてくれたからかしら。
I'll roll with
だ
that.
から、つながりが強くなった。
Us choosing to, jump back here to communicate with you is, yeah, I mean, a good sign of, wanting to keep a good, trusting relationship and bit of communication here.
ま、なんでもいいわね。無駄話はこれくらいにしておきましょう。4月17日の私と接触したことで、目論見通り、私が最初からかけるに協力的な枝が生まれたわ。
Does that mean that we get to skip some of the bullshit that we don't need to, go through again?
ただ残念ながら、期待通りとはいかなかったわね。
Wait, really?
大して大きな変化は生まれなかった。
Oh, come on.
観測しかできない私の力では、運命に与える影響なんてその程度ということね。けれど観測できる範囲が増えたわ。かけるを監視しなくなったおかげでね。整理しましょう。情報の共有も兼ねて。
Whoa, whoa, whoa. What the fuck?
まずこれ、かけるが宮子と親しくなる枝。おそらくあなたが最初に観測した枝じゃないかしら。鑑賞の仕方が明らかに他の枝とは違うのよね。そのせいか結果も一番芳しくない。魔眼の入手どころか魔眼のユーザーの正体
Yeah,
も
again,
わから
nothing
ない
was ever done here. Like, we just straight up fucking sucked here. Oh my god, there's so many fucking
そしてお
spaces.
そらくこれが2番目に観測した枝ね。空が暴走しかけた枝。あなたが明確に運命に干渉し始めたのがこの枝からなのよ。この枝でかけるは魔眼と対峙することになる。
Yeah, we were
もっとも
close, but no
ユーザー
cigar.
本人じゃなく減退だったけれど。
Episode 3 was
そ
pretty
して
solid.
3番目。この枝からあなたはかけるへの干渉を強めている。そして運命を操り、かけるの死の運命を否定し続けた。
So do I
さ
have
っ
to
き
go
話した
back
新たに生まれた
to
枝
all
だ
of
けれど、
these?
ノアがアーティファクトの力を発動させた時よ。私の魂へ狙いすました一撃と。
No, I don't remember that actually.
引っかかってはいたけれど余裕がなくてそのまま忘れてしまっていたのよね。ノアもやすやすと結界を破ってみせたわね。
Okay, what does she have
他
going
の二
on?
人とは明らかに違った。揺らめいていたのはイーリスの魂だけ。わかるかしら。あの女の言葉通りよ。まさに狙いすました一撃。
Okay. She can see things a little bit differently than, well, I guess the rest of us.
ノアはサツキの魂を素通りして同調したイーリスの魂だけを狙ってみせたの。結界さえなければおそらくノアなら 早速で悪いけれど、あの枝に飛んでくれるかしら。もしかしたら、これであっさりと終わっちゃうかもしれないわね。
Fine by me.
頼んだわよ。ナイン。
Works for me, I suppose. Come on now, send me back to the menu. I'm ready for it. Though I am also curious, like, why everything was fucking blank there for a moment. I thought we were gonna have to go back and do everything over again in some sort of way. I got so scared. All right, where am I going? Right here. Cool. All right, let's do it. So this is just to help us with, like, observing here. That's the goal, is observation. Like, we already know things are gonna play out pretty well here, because we've been through it. But we need to get something going on here. Yeah, that is the big obstacle here, which we need to deal with. My fist slips right through the barrier. They managed to nullify it. Oh, here we go. I was wondering when this was finally going to let me, you know, do the thing. I shout to stop her. No, that's not what Yuki should be doing right now. She clicks her tongue, a sure sign of trepidation. Yuki should be able to get Iris without hurting Miss Naruse. Yuki's eye shines brilliantly. She can do this.
Ghost!
分かってる。立て直す暇なんて与えねえ。攻めて攻めて攻めまくってやるぜ。
九条さん、アシストを。イギリスの視界を奪えますか。やってみます。G、オーダー、アクティブ。
Alright, let's see some magic here. A surge of power gushes out. Her lightning of judgment speeds through the defenseless Iris and...
Punish!
Ayo. Yuki suddenly freezes in place. Her eyes twitch and a cold sweat forms on her brow. She's acting strange.
Yuki-san, まさか攻撃を。
失礼ね。何もしてないわよ。その子が勝手に死にかけてるだけ。
Interesting. Yuki had been gritting her teeth to keep conscious in Iris's domain this entire time. She had been clinging to consciousness while enduring pressure that would normally knock someone out. She's probably using up the most strength here next to me. She's finally at her limit, but...
頼むYuki! 踏ん張ってくれ
先輩、これ以上結界消すの。
Everybody's got to push themselves here. Iris starts to disappear from sight. Damn.
それじゃ。
Uh-oh. What just happened?
Yuki!
さようなら。
What the fuck just happened? Okay, what the hell just happened there? That was interesting. Things did not go well there. I thought we were supposed to be getting, like, a similar result. I think I was a little wrong.
おかえりなさい。見ていたわ。狙いは良かったけれど、失敗ね。
I think there needed to be a little bit more preparation there.
あの様子だと、ノアを救ったところで結果は変わりそうにないわね。残念だけれど、あの枝ではイーリスを倒せない。けれど、消せないわね。イーリスが本当に何もしていないのなら、ノアに何があったのかしら。対抗力の低い都と空が倒れる中、根性だけで立ち上がった子よ。
It did seem like there was something that was negatively affecting her that I mean, I didn't anticipate that. I thought things were going to go a lot smoother. Like, sure, we won that fight to a degree, but I thought that was going to be a slam dunk.
限界だったとしても余力を振り絞って渾身の一撃を放つわよ。他に可能性があるとすれば殺すことをためらった。
It did seem like there was some hesitation, yeah.
都のように道徳心が高すぎればあり得るけれど、あの子に限って覚悟を決めていなかったとは思えないし、考えていても仕方ないわね。あの子自分の能力を決して明かさなかった。おそらく誰にも心を許していなかった。
But that's why we're here. This is a whole new episode, time for a whole new branch where we gotta get closer to her.
あの独特な言動も他者と自己の間に明確な境界線を引いているとも取れるし、イーリスの焦り具合から鍵は間違いなくあの子が握っている。どうやら知る必要がありそうね。心の内に隠したあの子の素顔を。
So I think that's the goal. Get closer to her, figure out what she's got going on inside, work around that, and then we can face off against Iris and make sure that we totally get rid of her.
問題はその方法よね。
Easier said than done, obviously. We've got a story to tell
かなり
here.
気難しそうだし、やり方は任せるわ。きっとあなたなら何とかしてくれる。何よ、不満そうね。別に投げっぱなしにするつもりはないわよ。アドバイスしてあげる。決して選択をためらわないこと。
Ah, fuck, we're so screwed.
空が消えた枝、遥かたちが石化した枝、悲劇的な結末を迎えた枝をあなたは選定してきた。わかる？カケルを導くことで望まぬ運命をあなたは否定してきたのよ。
With the power of moving my mouse and clicking the left click button on my mouse, oh, we've done so much.
空が消えたことも、カケルを残して全滅したことも、誰かを死なせたら後味が悪いでしょうけど、それは飲み込みなさい。
Yeah, I mean, that was the unfortunate thing that happened in episode 3. That was killer. Again, that bad ending was fucking brutal. But I don't think Kakeru really should have to go through, you know, watching friends die to see what we can and can't do. I mean, that definitely will kind of kill your... It's going to kill something inside of you, for sure, mentally. But I do think that we have to take some chances here and there. That doesn't mean that we should just kill off our friends to see what happens, but you know what I mean.
そうね。カケルに干渉する際、特定の相手への感情と記憶は与えない方がいいわね。
See, that's why I was asking, like, what are we, you know, jumping into Kakeru with? Because if it's everything, then we're kind of like jumping in with like the memories and emotions and feelings and all those fun ass times with those characters. And I don't know if they all mix well together.
まっさらな状態が好ましい。判断を鈍らせるかもしれないから。まあ、くどくどと話しちゃったけど、結局今まで通りのやり方で問題ないってことね。喋りすぎて疲れたわね。
Don't worry, I've been doing a whole lot of talking too.
ここで吉報を待っているわ。
I'm ready for it. I'm ready to really jump into this one now. After our bits of experimenting. Okay, so this is where we will be jumping in. Actually, wait a minute. Wait a minute. What the fuck? I've got like 2 areas that I can jump into. I can jump in here, but I can also jump in here. Why can I go here? What is there to find here? That's interesting. There's 2 locations. I kind of want to jump down here because this is a very curious one. So I wouldn't be opposed. Actually, wait. Oh, there's 3 of them. There's 3 areas we can jump into. That's peculiar. All right. Well, okay. I actually can't save the game here, so we'll jump into this one first. This one I'm definitely the most curious about what we can obtain here. It doesn't seem like we're starting a new branch anywhere yet, but we'll get there.
作戦は
Okay, so we will, if I can find this button here. No, not that button. This button. We will save and we'll call it for this one. So yeah, this was this is going to be a little confusing of a fucking adventure for sure, but I think that's what will keep this one fresh. It's going to be a little different than what we have seen so far in the other episodes, but that's fine. I think, again, as I said in the beginning of this recording, now that we have all these pieces, it's all about lining them up and getting the information we need. And I'm excited to see how this all goes down. It's going to be a little wonky. I'm going to get lost and confused multiple times, but we'll get through it together. And I'm excited to see how everything eventually plays out and seeing how we take down Iris. Well, anyways, thank you all for watching this one. I hope that you all are as excited as I am for episode 4 here. If you enjoyed this one, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, all that fancy jazz, and I will see you all in the next one. Take it easy.